I'm Steph, for anybody new. I'm a physical therapist and an online run coach. I love to help beginner runners get into it and learn how to prevent injuries in the process. I know people get frustrated with having to warm up or me telling them to warm up, but it is super important. And I was thinking, like, it's a way to work on areas that are tight and areas that bother you while you're running. So I thought I would try some specific dynamic warm-ups for, hip pain, back pain, knee pain, foot and ankle stuff. So you guys asked for the hip stuff first. So I'm going to show you the hip stuff. Some of them, if you've seen my dynamic warm-up guide, some of them are similar because that is why I put that guide out, because it really targets all areas that you need to loosen up for running. But this one, I'm going to add in some other hip specific ones, as well as a couple more like strengthening ones at the end. So I would encourage you guys to pick, I know you don't want to spend forever warming up. So pick specific ones that are tight on you. So like for me, my right hip flexor, so the front part of my hip gets really, really tight. And that causes issues with my pelvis, issues with my back, especially if I've been sitting for a while and I go to stand up. It's like, it doesn't want to stretch out. So if anyone else has problems with their hip flexor, please let me know. Comment below. Let me know I'm not alone. A lot of times there's issues with like the glutes not firing in the back. That can cause a lot of problems for people. So this will not only help to fire those up, but just to open up your hips, because as we run over and over again, our hips get really tight. So we want to loosen those up as we go. So if you have other hip tightnesses, sometimes the inner thigh gets tight. Comment below if you've got inner thigh tightness, if you've got, problems with the glutes in the back. Comment below, let us know, so that I know that I'm getting the right ones for you guys. Also, if you're coming on live, please say hi. And if you're catching the replay, please comment replay. That will just help people to see this, who maybe aren't able to come on live. So here we go. I like to start with forward lunges, and I'm going to add in a reach with it because that's going to elongate and help the front of my hip to stretch out. So we'll do both. And I would do 3 to 4 on each side. Okay, so I would do that one. I like the lateral hips because that's going to open up the inner thigh. Make sure your butt is going back. And you go far enough so you get a little stretch through there. Okay, we want to make sure we get the quads and hamstrings because they are attached to our hips. So again, I'm going to lift my arm, grab my quad, or grab my foot, and lift up. We're doing these walking, so it's adding in more muscles, warming up more muscles for us. So the quad walk, soldier march, to hit the hamstrings. Okay, a couple other standing ones. They're just leg swings. So you're going to swing out and across. And I would do 5, and then you're going to bend your knee and do the same thing. So then I'll go the other side. But again, that kind of gets all the structures around the hips warmed up and moving for you. Okay. Then I'm going to go down to the ground in what's called Spiderman. So back leg, reaching back, and then I'm just going to kind of dynamically reach my arm forward, drop this hip. And so I feel a really good pull right through there. So I'm going to come back and forth a few times, let that hip drop. Okay, and then I just learned this from a yoga class the other day, but I'm also going to end by letting this hip rotate out a couple times because that just helps open it up even more. And then we'll do the other side. Now, if you have a really loose pelvis or lots of back problems, be cautious with doing too much for your hips because that might throw you off. So yeah, this one's much tighter for me. I would also encourage you to kind of pay attention to which side may be tighter. If, typically runners will have imbalances. So like for me, my right hip is much tighter than my left. So I need to focus more on stretching that out versus the other side. I want to stretch out both. But in your warm-ups and in your stretching after you run, you can target those areas that are tighter a little more so that they don't become an injury. Okay, and then I'm going to stay down here for more of like the strengthening ones. So I really like hydrants because we kind of tend to lack, we runners, hip abduction. So these side hip muscles, and if they're weak, that can cause lots of problems at the hips, at the knees, and down at the feet and ankles. So you're just going to be in hands and knees position, rotating that hip out. And I would do 8 to 10 reps of these on each side, both sides. Try not to lean too much. Make sure you're pretty much staying steady on your other leg. I don't want you to lean way over like this. Okay, and then the last one I like, that can be burners at times, so bear with me, are hip circles. So you're going up and around in this same position. And I would do 5 one way, and it burns, so don't be scared. I feel it too. So really opening up, getting those muscles firing. Okay, and then we'll switch sides. Other side. And again, kind of feel here, if one side feels harder to do, that means that side's probably weaker. So you want to target strengthening to those muscles so that they don't cause those imbalances and cause injuries down the road. So that is a hip dynamic warm-up. So if you've got hip tightness, hip soreness, that's going to target those. So don't feel like you have to do them all, although that really didn't take much time. And I'm definitely nice and warm through my hips. But if you don't want to do them all, or you just want to add in some of them, find the ones that you really feel. Like for me, I really feel that Spiderman one because it really gets my hip flexor loosened up. But I also like to do the hydrants and the circles because then everything is firing through here and my hips are nice and open. And that helps to get everything moving and working for me while I am running. Let me know if that's helpful for anybody. Let me know if you have questions. Just leave me a comment below or message me if you have questions or want help. Thanks for watching.